Next thing we need to do is we need to basically, if you recognize, we've actually created a string array called show elements. I'm gonna basically store these elements inside that new array. So the way to do it is, again, regular expression. I'm gonna split this time, and I take the whole string, or the previous array called show line, and in that section I, which is 0, it's the first line in the file, basically. That's all I'm trying to say here. And again, I'm going to do that, find spaces, and then divide it, split it up. Every time there's a space, split up. So basically trim out the spaces and then put each individual element separately in that array called show element. And now what I want to do is I want to do a quick check. I want to make sure, before I start parsing things and start interpreting things, I want to see, well, if I'm reading it right or not. So I want to do a check first of all, the size, how many elements exist in that array called show elements. So I'm going to do if show elements dot length, is it greater than or equals to 3? So if we have like an operation like a multiply and then a number, so that means we only have 2, and that's not enough. So we have to have a minimum of 3 or more for this program to work. Okay, now if this condition is true, we're going to open it up, and then we're going to start storing num1, which we know is an integer type, but what's stored inside the file is a string, so we need to parse it into an integer from a string to an int. The way to do that is you put int dot parse, and then now what we want to parse, we put it inside the brackets. So it's show elements, and we know it's basically the second element in the array, which is 1. So element 1 of that particular array, of that particular line, and we need to do that for the second one as well. So we have 2 numbers at least, and the second one, show elements, and that will be number 2. Okay, so we know that, so these are the two numbers that could possibly be at the least. This is like the minimum equation that we could have, is 2 numbers.